Second thing I would tell her to do is recognize that she has horrible taste in men. Summer Walker, baby, you got bad taste in men. I know because I've had bad taste in men, okay? Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where I encourage single women to be the best version of themselves through self-love, healing, and avoiding certain pitfalls in dating, love, and relationships. And today's episode is all about that because I already know that y'all have seen what's going on with Lil Meech and Summer Walker. But before we get into it, of course, we have to talk about how today's episode is sponsored by my book, which is the first advice I would give to Summer Walker: to pick up How to Ex Your Ex, a guide to getting past unhealthy relationships. Yes, it is time to end the agonizing cycle of unhealthy relationships. Most people struggle with breakups because they just don't know how to start the healing process. How to Ex Your Ex is a step-by-step guide to moving past unhealthy relationships. Renew your strength and find happiness again by walking away from relationships that no longer serve you. Learn how to stop the overwhelming thoughts of your ex, get rid of the feelings of regret and shame, eliminate the crushing feelings of rejection, be at peace with your decision to leave, and be hopeful that there is a better person out there for you. Yes, you can get this book on Amazon, Audible, books on Google Play, Apple Books, and Barnes & Noble website. All right, you guys. Today is Sunday, and if you've noticed, I'm in a good mood. Usually I record my video on Mondays, but today I said I got time today. But I don't just got time because Jesus woke me up this morning and I had great time at church. I also got time because, did y'all see that brawl in Alabama? I should not be happy about people fighting because God is love and I am a child of God. But it served me so much joy to see Black people come together and defend each other. Like, oh my God, my brother's keeper was fully realized. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it happened. I don't know. I think it happened yesterday. So long story short, it's all on Twitter. It's all on Facebook. People are cracking jokes. It's all on, probably Instagram. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on Twitter mainly and TikTok. And my Facebook people are just having a ball talking about it. But anyway, so there was a Black security guard. He approaches this boat, this pontoon boat of a group of white people. And he tells them, hey, would you mind moving your boat? Because there's this big ferry with hundreds of people that's trying to dock the boat. Well, the white people did not like him at demanding him to do anything because I guess he's a Black man. I'm going to just assume it's racism because, it's Alabama. Hello. And they start to attack this man just out of nowhere. It's like 6 of them trying to jump this one Black security guard. They look like they may have been under the influence, but what they was about to realize is that under the influence is going to take y'all to a real good down home Southern butt whooping, okay? Because after they start hitting this man, it was like 6-on-1, you saw all these Black people running. One guy even swam across to get into this brawl. Like, it was crazy. There was so many different clips. It was like mobs of white people and Black people just fighting. Like, this is a great historical moment. It's like one of the wars, I feel like we should write this down as World War III, and we were victorious. Now, I don't know what they thought this was. I don't know if they felt like, oh, they're not going to do anything, whatever. No, we everybody had hands. It was rated E. It was rated E for everybody yesterday. Yes. And then we seen Unc. Everybody called him Unc. Unfortunately, he got arrested, but before he got arrested, he arrested a few people with his lawn chair. Now, he did hit a woman, a white woman. Sorry to this woman, because he smacked fire from her with that chair, okay? I was like, oh, no, he shouldn't have hit that woman, because it looked like the police officer was going to let him live, because it was a Black police officer that arrested him, but when he hit that woman, because she was already on the ground, he didn't have to hit her. But I do enjoy how he hit the other guy, because it was this other, big, older white guy, and he was fighting these other guys and they couldn't really get a hold of him. Then Unc came out of nowhere just swinging them chairs. Like, wow. Like, we're outside this weekend, honey. Okay? What is today's date? It is August the 6th. We need to make August the 5th Another black holiday. Okay, we got Juneteenth, we got MLK Day. I think we need another one. Should be August 5th. Brothers defending brothers. That should be the barbecue from henceforth, okay? Brothers defending brothers barbecue. Because listen, it was great. I love to see it. I am proud to be a black woman today, okay? Yes, black power. All right. Just have to talk about that because Lord have mercy, that just got me in a good mood, y'all. Okay, let's talk Summer Walker. Okay, if you are not living under a rock, you know that Summer Walker and Lil Meech from BMF have been dating. And he has embarrassed her on a few occasions with his cheating, okay? And recently he was caught on a Ring camera going to a young lady's apartment. And this was actually the same day that she subtweeted Jada, which was unnecessary, but saying that she can't be like Jada and she has to let the relationship go. She should have left Jada out of it, but that's neither here nor there. And she's like, she's ending her relationship with Meech because he keeps cheating on her, right? And I guess she was bringing Jada into it to make the point that like Jada keeps taking Lil Baby back. But again, I feel like you should have left Jada out of it because Jada was minding her business being cute. And she's like, first of all, don't do that because I learned my lesson after one kid. You got three. Stay in your lane. And I was like, yeah, you know, she should have. Listen, you can't just be bringing folks into your mess because it's going to get messy when you bring other people into it, right? But here's my thing with the Summer Walker situation. My number one thing is I want to extend grace and compassion to Summer Walker. Here's why. We live in a society that casts stones and sees the plank in someone else's eye, sees the speck in someone else's eye, but they don't see the plank in their own eye. The main people dragging Summer Walker are the main people that take their boyfriends back over and over after being cheated on, being physically abused, being emotionally abused, being mentally abused, but will sit on Beyonce's internet and clown Summer Walker, make fun of her, call her stupid, call her everything, say it would never be me, but they sure enough be nevering every single day of the week. And that be my thing. Like, I've always been that person. Well, not always. I've grown to be that person where I understand grace and mercy and why it's necessary because you never know when you will be in that situation. So for me, anytime someone comes to me and they're looking for advice, my first stance is how can I be non-judgmental in this me offering them advice? Because the last thing I want to do is judge someone going through something. And just because I haven't been through it doesn't mean that I wouldn't go through it if I was in their shoes. And what I mean by in their shoes is like, we gotta understand this. Relationships are already hard, right? But they're even harder when you are a celebrity, okay? You are in the spotlight. You are living your life out in front of everybody. So you not only have the opinions of your immediate family, just the people who see you around, you know, your town or whatever, but you have the opinions of millions of people telling you what you should do, what you would do, and then also having the responsibility or the burden of being that singer, being that role model, being that person that everyone looks up to. So they're looking to you to be perfect, but we're not perfect. Having the burden to be perfect in a flawed human body is already exhausting. So I just first want to extend grace to Summer Walker because I just hate how people who are in her exact same situation or even worse are the ones dogging her out and not seeing that they are in the same situation as her and not offering her grace. Okay. So that's the first thing I want us to do. So I entitled this episode, My Advice to Summer Walker. I know she probably don't care. I know y'all probably don't care, but I do want to just speak from what I've seen, you know, and just offer my advice. Like if I was like a big sister, if I was like TT to her, like this is what I would tell my sis Summer Walker to do. Okay. Number one, I would tell her to take a break to find herself. And I say that because this is only speculation. I don't know Summer. I don't know this woman. All I know is what I've seen. And from what I've seen, I've seen her make extreme changes to her body, her face, herself, and kind of like, I don't know. It's like it makes me wonder, does she know herself? Does she, and if she does know herself, how much does she value herself, Summer Walker, outside of the fame, outside of being a singer, outside of being like this person that everyone thinks they know but have no idea? Like, does she value who she is? And what I will say is, y'all already know I love to speak on self-worth. I always say that your self-worth bank account can have debits and credits. And a debit is when something takes away from your worth, and a credit is when something adds to your worth. Every person walking this earth have moments in life that debit their self-worth account. And a breakup is huge. And I know a breakup in front of millions of people, after having several failed attempts at relationships back to back, is an even more detrimental debit. So a normal person's breakup may take like 10, say you start off with a self-worth account of $100, and that's a stable, secure self-worth. Like we good, right? But then a breakup for a normal person that's not a celebrity, that's not being scrutinized and judged every single day, that's probably like $40 for you. But somebody like Summer, who has to come against the world, is probably more like $60, $70 for her, because she has to hear all these opinions. And y'all people who be on that whole, don't look at the comments, blah, 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 blah. When you are that famous, that junk chases you. No matter where you go, where you try to turn. I remember one day I was minding my good business. I wasn't even in the comments. I was looking at something to do something productive with my social media. I wasn't in the comments at all. Like I was trying to check a message or something. And as soon as I logged in, I see a comment flash before, "You're going to die alone." Jesus, I just logged on to get into my DMs to look at something. Like, so you can't run from that stuff. And no matter how much people want to say, oh, opinions don't matter, blah, blah, blah. Maslow's hierarchy of needs expresses that we need a sense of belonging. We do. No matter how many people try to tell you they don't care. No, so you do care. Like, we need a sense of belonging. Even if, like, not everyone likes you, you need somebody on your side to like you, right? But I just really want her to find herself, because I feel like Summer keeps finding herself in relationships, but not finding herself by herself. Like, I don't know if she could just stand and be confident in who Summer Walker is, separate from a relationship. And I would love to see her do that. Like, I'm not the girl, like, although I'm single, I'm not the girl who wants to see everybody single. No, I want to see you do what you want to do. So if you want to be a healthy, happy relationship, that's what I want to see. If you want to be in a healthy and happy marriage future, that's what I want to see. I love to see it. I love to see people like Sierra thriving in a marriage. I love to see people like Grace Byers thriving in a marriage. I love to see people like Kerry Washington. People stay thinking they done got a divorce, but they over there and they're bliss and privacy, honey. I love to see that. But when I see situations where I see a young lady in the media who keeps going from guy to guy to guy, and it keeps ending similar in the same way, I'm kind of like, does she know herself? What's going on there? I feel like something needs to kind of like, you need to take a step back and kind of take inventory over your life to figure out, why does this keep going wrong? Because the common denominator is you. And that's not even saying it just to be like judgmental. I'm just saying, like, in order for change to happen, we have to first change. Like, we have to be the catalyst of change in our own lives. So that's the first thing I want for Summer Walker. I want her to take a break and to find herself. I need her to find herself, find some stability in her life, find some like value and some hope that's outside of a physical change, that's outside of how she looks, her, you know, any of that. None of that tangible stuff. I'm talking about an internal change. And that starts with taking inventory and taking a step back and doing something different. And something I haven't seen Summer do is just take a break from dating. I haven't seen her do that. So I would love to see her just take a quick break, or however long to just reestablish her values, reestablish the value she sees in herself and her worth, and just focus on her focus. Because honestly, I feel like she needs, I don't know if she's in the studio or not, but I feel like she needs to be in the studio. Because going from the breakups after breakups, there's some good songs she's sitting on here, okay? I need an album. I need a mixtape. I need a session 32 number 2. I need a session 33. Okay? I feel like this is great. This is great time for getting in the studio, stop worrying about these dudes, and focus on focus on herself, focus on her babies, focus on the career. Like, come on. Like, let's get that going. Second thing I would tell her to do is recognize that she has horrible taste in men. Summer Walker, baby, you got bad taste in men. I know because I've had bad taste in men, okay? I'm overcoming my bad taste in menness, okay? And she got bad taste in men. And it's apparent because sometimes, although the common denominator could be us, it also could be our choices. Like who we're choosing and how we're choosing to move with who we're choosing. And I kind of see that both of those things. One, Lil Meech. Okay, listen. This man 22, something like that. This man famous. Okay, I wouldn't date a 22-year-old who wasn't famous. I'd be dang if I date a 22-year-old who is. That don't even make sense. The math don't be mathing. Now, there are always exceptions to the rules because the people who are going to be in these comments talk about, oh, well, not every 22-year-old is immature, blah, blah, blah. Always an exception. But the masses, the majority at 22, think about what you were doing at 22. Were you trying to have a serious relationship at 22? I say this because Summer Walker, she's older than 22. I think she's like 28, 29. She does have kids. So I'm envisioning that she's looking for stability. So you need to date someone who can give you more stability, not someone who's like out here in the streets, right? So yeah, I think she got bad taste in men, but also too, I think the way she moves with men isn't the wisest either. I say that because for me, because I know the other relationship I remember is her with London on the Track. Their relationship was public, and I think in the songs, they really didn't talk much about their relationship, but I think in the songs, the album, she was just saying how like he was trash. I think he cheated on her. He was a bit controlling, etc., etc. If I were her, I would be very cautious with how I move, especially in the public. I don't know how long she had been with Meech, but I wouldn't be publicly claiming dudes out here that quickly. And if you catch me in the public, you gonna catch it on some blogs or some paparazzis, because I'm not just finna be out here claiming you when I don't know that you for me 100%. And the only way you know that is with a little bit of time. I think she has a pacing issue. Like, you gotta pace yourself in these streets, because you don't know. People show up with their representative, bro. Like, the representative is heavy in these streets. They show up as who they want. They show up as who you want them to be in order to gain your trust. And then they settle in who they actually are. That's what a representative is. Men be out here, men and women be out here showing up as their full representative. And we be out here trusting that representative and then be feeling flabbergasted when that real person show up because you move too fast. I know about a pacing issue because I used to move too fast. Oh, but nowadays I be like, we out here snailing it. Listen, this is, I am not the bunny. I am the hare. I am not, what is it? The hare or the turtle? I am not the bunny or whichever one was the fast. I'm the slow. I'm the turtle now. I am Turtle Ash, okay? Like, I'm moving just slow enough for us to make progress, but not fast enough for you to make me boo-boo the food. That's what I'm doing out here in these streets, okay? Slow down. I would tell her. One, find herself, find her value, establish it so unshakingly that when these situations happen, that you can recover a little bit quicker, and you understand who you are, and you understand that you don't have to be out here subtweeting other folks, be out here going out, shaking your booty cheeks, the day after. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But all I'm saying is, I think sometimes we request attention because we want to try to prove to other people and the guy that left that, oh, we're good, we having a great time. But that kind of backfires sometimes, because are you are you having a great time, or is this kind of forced? Are you trying to convince us and yourself, right? The second thing I would tell her to do is to slow down. Okay? Slow down. Okay? 3, I already said, pick better men. Okay? We got to evaluate how you picking. We got to evaluate it. We got to figure it out. And when I say pick better, cause listen, I hate when there are a lot of bitter boy TikToks. That's what I call these little podcasters, who just be out here bashing women. It's a lot of bitter boy TikToks that be like, well, she should have picked better. It's hard to pick when the pickings is slim and they all stink. But when I say pick better, I mean pick a better fit for what your needs are. Like, don't just pick what's available. I mean, don't just pick what's low-hanging fruit, what's convenient. That's what I'm looking for. Don't just pick what's convenient. Pick the best available option, okay? Don't just pick the guy who's cute and who approached you and who he's fly and he's young and he's blissful and he seems fun. Pick the guy who is better suited for your needs, honey, okay? Your needs. Then we're going to go to your wants, okay? What do you need? Do you need a man who is understanding? Do you need a man who is faithful? Do you need a man who's a good father? Do you need a man of, faith? Like, those are the needs, right? Okay, the wants could be like, I want a guy who's like super attractive. I want a guy who's fly. I want a guy who likes to go out and travel. You go needs first, then you go to wants, because some of those wants are negotiable. You can figure that out, or you can kind of teach somebody how to do that, right? But you want to pick from the needs first and then from the wants, right? Right? Okay. Number 4. I want somebody to get some therapy. And it's not funny, but I just really think that she needs some therapy because she's gone through a lot of trauma. One, she already talked about how she's socially awkward and how like the industry has kind of like messed her up and people have thought that she was like rude, but she's just really anxious and she deals with anxiety. 2, when you go through that many breakups back to back, that's trauma. You have to figure out how to unpack that trauma. I want her to unpack that. And I feel like I look at mental health like exercise. Mental health and therapy, in order to maintain your sanity, you need some form of therapy, right? Even if it's journaling, yoga, church, something. You need some kind of relief that isn't attached to, your celebrity, your physical, you're changing your physical and all that. You don't need that. Sometimes you just need some good old therapy, okay? All right? I really think she needs that. That would be my advice to her. I think she also needs a hug. And I think she needs a better community. I don't know who's around her, but I would love to see her or some women who are older, a little bit more wise, to just lean on her and lean in and be like, hey, it's going to be okay, because it is. This isn't over for you. I hate how they're bashing her because she has 3 kids. Who cares? A lot of people got 3 kids. Who cares if she has 3 kids? And she's, that all of that don't matter. What matters is how you carry that. What matters is how you process that. What matters is how she sees herself. Does she see herself as valuable, someone worthy of a faithful man, someone worthy of a man who commits to her, someone worthy of a man who will love her, flaws and all, because we all got some, and be happy to have her instead of out here cheating on her every 6 minutes. That's what we do. And I just want to, I offer so much compassion. Like, I wish I knew Summer, because I would be loving on my baby, loving on my little sis, loving on little cousin, loving on little niece, because you need that sometimes. We don't always need to be bashed into changing. Sometimes we need to be loved into changing. Most of the time we need to be loved into changing. Like, I feel like you continuing to say and criticize people ain't gonna help nothing. Sometimes you just gotta love them where they are. And I'm loving Summer where she is. And I just really hate that she's going through this. And I really hope that she does make a change and starts to see her value, and really starts to discover who she truly is. Because I really want to see the real Summer Walker outside of like all of the hoopla, right? And she don't really have to give us access to that, because I mean, we don't know her like that. But this is my advice to Summer, and yeah, that's what I would tell her. That's what I would let her know. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Happy brothers. What did I call the holiday? Brothers protecting brothers. I don't know. Brothers rallying for brothers day. Because, woo, it was so great to see. Well, until next time, y'all. Bye.